Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Leslie with Candle Life Company, and I make videos all about making and selling candles and also helping you out with any tips and tricks to successfully implement into your own candle business journey. Welcome. So in our ninth video upload, I want to go ahead and talk about the now building your inventory to sell, and as well as have you thought about the platform that you want to sell on. And if you haven't watched my previous videos, I highly suggest you do. I do have a video specifically talking about how to start a candle business. It is 11 steps. And what I have been doing in these past videos have been going a little bit more into depth on the individual steps. You've done the work, you've tested for some time now. You went ahead and you basically covered all your steps up to this point. Now moving on forward is building your inventory. You have all your supplies that you've ordered. You are ready to go ahead and make your candles now. And congratulations, that's perfect. It's going to be so much fun. A lot of work, but so much fun. And as well as making your candles, along with making your candles, it is going to be something to think about, right? Maybe you've thought about it already. You already have everything just pretty much jotted down. You're ready to go, right? What are you going to name each fragrance, each candle? Are you going to just name it based on the fragrance oil that you purchased for it? Or are you going to be just a little extra and go ahead and create a name specifically for that fragrance oil? So you see, these are also things to think about, and as well as the description of that candle. Will you be very descriptive with it? Are you going to explain it? Are you going to tie it down to some type of a memory, a story, a quote? All these little things that start now coming into play. And it's very important. I would just recommend to get creative with it. I mean, I have named every single fragrance oil that I have just by a name I thought of, because I smelled the fragrance oil and I'm like, oh, this reminds me of this. So, I tied it down with a name. Except for Coffee House. I have a candle in my shop named Coffee House. Well, I kind of did give it, I guess you could say, its own name because it's coffee shop. So I named it Coffee House. So I guess you can kind of say, but that's the only one that I have kept, very similar to its fragrance name. And along with all the fun making of your candles and thinking of the names for it and thinking about even the description for it, product photography, content making. And I hope that along the way of your journey, literally from day one, you have just either recorded something, taken pictures, and just posted, made the content and just posted. That way you have a nice diary, a nice journey to look back on social media especially, and you start building this nice rapport with an audience. So yes, continue content creating, continue filming, continue taking pictures, especially while making and building up your inventory ready to sell candles. And while you're doing all the building your inventory and just, again, having so much fun with it, I know I did, it was work, but I had so much fun with it when I was in those shoes. Have you thought about where do you want to sell on? I mean, there's so many platforms out there, but I could only personally speak on Etsy and Shopify. Now, I highly recommend you do your research in regards to whatever platform you want to go ahead and sell your candles through, because at the end of the day, it is all about what is more convenient for you and your business. And honestly, it does come down to preference. So when I had started and I launched my business back in October of 2021, I personally went through Etsy. Now, Etsy is a nice platform, and I enjoyed starting off with Etsy just because it's a huge platform within itself. People that are going to be potential customers already know what they're looking for when they get on Etsy. They're looking for something handmade, they're looking for something personalized, they're looking for something just very different compared to going on Amazon or Target or Walmart, for example, right? So this group of customers already know what the deal is when they go on Etsy. And so it is very nice at that time when I started to get my feet wet. And the good thing about Etsy, and I'll give it to them, is the simple fact that there's really, you'd still have to market, but as long as you have like the right tags, like the right keywords within your listings, it makes it very easy for your store to be visible and for you to then gain sales. So for me personally, it was very nice to go ahead and launch at first with Etsy. Now there are a lot of like limitations to it. I do not know exactly how they work now. At that time, it was just one standard like template. You couldn't play with different templates or even upload your own template if you purchase a template through Etsy. You could not go ahead and integrate it and make it your own theme, like your own website, like how you can with Shopify. And so Etsy is limited in many very different ways. And the one thing that I did notice with Etsy is that it was a lot more higher fees than expected. So when I started, they do have a listing fee, and you can go ahead and research this. Like if you Google Etsy seller fees, it'll go ahead and list it for you. It'll take you to their page even, and it'll list it for you. So they have listing fees. It's about 20 cents, I believe, maybe 25 cents per listing. And as well as other fees. So like, of course, there's going to be like a payment processing fee. Etsy takes their cut, and not just that, there is a specific fee. I believe it's at 10%. So if a customer sees your ad or your listing, like let's say on Google, it just pops up on Google, right, on the shopping tab, Etsy takes 10 to, I believe it's like 10 or 15%, don't quote me on that. It's somewhere between those numbers, and they make sure they charge you that fee. Etsy is very well known for their high fees. And again, that's something that you're going to have to go ahead and do like a pros and a cons, the type of a decision. Now with Shopify, because I was on Etsy for about two years, and then I wanted to go ahead and just launch my own website via Shopify. And so I dived into a world of research of how does Shopify work, any fees, monthly cost, right? The monthly maintenance of it. What more can I do on Shopify versus what I can do on Etsy? So see, it's little things like that. And with Shopify, what I love is that there is less limitations. There are less fees. From what I've noticed is that I'm able to keep more money being on Shopify versus when I was on Etsy. Again, the only nice thing about Etsy was that really nice exposure to the group of customers that you know are there, and they are very well aware that they want these handmade items, so they're gonna pay the price for it, right? Doesn't matter the price, they'll go ahead and they'll support, because that's what Etsy is built on. Now with Shopify, there is a monthly fee. That's something again that you're going to have to research and decide whether your budget can afford it. And like I said, then there's that whole thing of the processing fees for the payments, which is not much. So in essence, you do get to keep a little bit more on Shopify versus being on Etsy. The only thing that I've noticed, like with Shopify, obviously you're on your own, right? It's your website. You get to do with it as much as you please on there. So marketing is going to be very, very, very crucial in the Shopify journey. And this is why I've said since the beginning, just take whatever content, whatever pictures, whatever videos, get your social medias in order and just post the content, build that rapport, start getting your audience. And because this is where it's going to end up helping you in the long run when it's time to go ahead and launch, whether you do Etsy or whether you do Shopify or any other selling platform, it's going to help you because you already started this journey. You already have this group of audience of potential customers, and they're just ready whenever you say, okay guys, I've launched, ready, set, go, And so then you're gonna start seeing your orders coming in. So it's very important building rapport and getting that content out there as soon as possible. And so when I did the switch back in April of 2023, it was honestly something very exciting for me. I got to design my template the way I wanted, and I did start with the free template that Shopify offers. I believe they have anywhere from like 6 to 9 free templates, and you can go ahead and edit it as you please. And it's honestly, it's a very smooth editing process. If there's anything further that you would like, you would have to Google and actually watch a video, and hopefully the person who's showing you how to make these changes, if there's a code that you have to input to that theme, they will show you the code. You can copy and paste the code, and then you can then put the code, paste the code where you are instructed to paste it on, so that way you can actually enable that free theme to do what you want it to do. And I can go ahead, I'll link the individual person that I follow on YouTube that I have been doing that has been helping me with the codes when I was when I had the free version template through Shopify. So if there's anything you guys need, you could always refer to his channel. He is absolutely amazing with explaining it and takes it step by step and makes it super easy for you guys to then go ahead and smoothly make the changes that you want to make. Or Shopify does have templates that you can actually purchase, and you can purchase it through them, or you can actually go on Etsy and look up Shopify templates and actually integrate them and input them into Shopify so that you have that template that you purchased through Etsy. So you see how there's more freedom with Shopify. But again, this is all just based on your own research. Do your research, weigh out the pros and cons, and then you make that decision for yourself where you should start when you launch your own candle business. And I really wanted to make this video on the shorter side. I think I kind of got it. But sometimes there's just so much information. It's really hard to just condense it, much smaller than what I am doing at the moment. And so because there's just so many points you want to cover. So it's really, really hard to make videos, at least for myself, right? Make videos that are like, I don't know, under 10 minutes. There's just so much to say. There's so much ground to cover. And so that is all with this video. I do want to go ahead and let you know, if you follow me on IG, which I will have that linked in the description below, I follow you back. So any small businesses, doesn't have to necessarily be candles. If you are a small business and I see that you follow me, I will go ahead and I follow you back. So if you have an IG, you're starting your IG and you want to go ahead and follow us and say hello, I will go ahead support you all. I want to thank you all for supporting me and my channel. And if you follow me here on YouTube, with YouTube, it's a little different because if you're setting, what I have researched is that because I can't look at all my subscribers, I don't know who is in reality all my subscribers, because there's a setting in your account that is actually turned on as private. So when you subscribe to channels, you won't be popping up on the subscribers list. So unless you have that turned off, then I can see who's actually following me as a subscriber on here on YouTube. It's different. So if you notice I don't follow you back, my bad, my apologies. You probably have that setting set on private, but if you don't and it's off, I will see you and I will personally follow you. Again, with my IG, if you go ahead and you follow us there, I will follow you back, your small business back, of course. And if you have any questions, just please don't feel shy. You can ask me in the comments below or shoot me a DM on IG. Again, I am there. I will try to respond as soon as possible. I may not have all the answers, but trust me, I will try to point you into the right direction. And I want to wish you all a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much again for watching, for supporting. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And until next time.